Actually came here for the first time dressed up and ready to make announcements about 3 years ago when we made Hazen White St. Francis a community school. And I knew then I was walking into a special place. Even though we'd only really had about 2 days notice to hold the announcement that we were launching our community schools project, the gym was full. There were parents, there were volunteers. It was one of the most energized groups of parents I've ever worked with, people who wanted to be partners in their kids' education and wanted to make a difference. And I remember when I closed the speech there, it was such a wonderful welcome. The last words I said were, I cited a scene in the movie Saving Private Ryan where they bring the kid back and his superior looks at him and says, "Earn this. Make sure that you earn the opportunities that one has been given." And I challenged the community to earn the investment of over $100,000 that was made in that school. And man, did you ever. I remember sitting there back when I was Minister of Education and seeing that since the investment in the community school, the writing results, the number of kids writing at level at St. Francis Hazen White had gone from 24% to nearly 70% reading at level. The literacy results nearly doubled. And it happened not because overnight teachers became any more brilliant than they already were, as great as the teachers were, and it didn't happen because students became smarter overnight. It happened because the community gathered around and wanted to make it a better place to live. The whole idea of community schools went somewhere from there. You know, there are 62 of them around New Brunswick, and you know the United Nations has just adopted them as a development model, so we're opening them in Africa now, because people want to learn from what you did here in New Brunswick. But since then, we've tried to give the residents of Crescent Valley the tools to build this place. You know that since then we had a decision about keeping the school open, and I think it was the right decision to make sure that we kept the school in this community that was lifting itself up. And now we need to take the next phase, to together turn Crescent Valley from a place whose name one time in St. John for one generation was almost synonymous with failed government policies, into a place that is synonymous with the idea of hope, of community, of lifting each other up, of the human spirit that always finds a way to reach out to those next to us and say, we're all in this together and we can make the world a better place. And that's why we have a goal. Today I'm announcing, in essence, a final consultation process, but in other ways it's more than that. Over the next little while, and there will be 4 days in March, where the community is going to be asked to come together and talk about what they want to see in Crescent Valley. How we turn this neighborhood into a place with green spaces, with the kind of facilities there for kids that attract people, how we make it a mixed income neighborhood, how we have the kind of transportation patterns that allow people to get to work. Most important, what we want to make sure is nobody, just because they're struggling with poverty, lives off on their own. But we're all part of a larger community, a diverse community of citizens who come together. Now those consultations will be March 9th, 11th, 16th, and 18th. There will be 2 for the residents of Crescent Valley, including 1 general meeting for all the residents and all the members of the Crescent Valley Community Tenants Association. Janet tells me we get that name wrong sometimes. It's the Crescent Valley Community Tenants Association. 1 for the business community, 1 for the nonprofit community. So we want to get everybody together on this project. And then we will have a detailed development plan that will start with the replacement of the units they tore down on Churchill Boulevard, but most of all, we'll put a plan in front of everyone that hopefully everyone can see a little bit of themselves in it. Most importantly, though, while those are the dates and the formal announcement, I guess what I'm saying is we're in this to the finish. That rebuilding this neighborhood, making it a place where people can be proud, where people want to raise their kids. I see so many people I've come to know over the last little while in this battle against poverty. Every time I come here now, it's kind of like coming back and seeing friends, people like Juanita over there, who helped us so much on the announcement we'll be making later today, who has a community newspaper who's finding a way to keep the community connected. The people in the Tenants Association who find ways to make sure that people feel part of something a little bigger than themselves and that they feel they have control over their lives and their community. Of the parents who work so hard to make that school something special where kids look forward to knowing they belong and they matter. This is a community with an awful lot of potential. And this chance to make it a community that's as diverse, as green, with the kind of facilities and equal opportunities, I think that's a wonderful chance for us to show that we can change the very nature of what affordable housing has always been into one that isn't about being part of a special category off apart, but about being a larger community where we're all part of something a little bigger than ourselves. I want to close by thanking Mayor Court. Now, I've got an announcement with Mayor Woodside tomorrow, and he said, now, you can't praise Ivan too much because you have to remember I'm your mayor and I'm your favorite mayor. I told Brad he's going to have to step it up a little bit. Ivan's been absolutely fantastic. There has never been, from the start, when he took office, there has never been a single issue too small, too unimportant. If I was calling him and I said, look, this is about reducing poverty, or this is about kids, the call's returned within 5 minutes and action usually follows. And Ivan, I know that this is a partnership between both of our governments. This is something that we both take very seriously. And I really think by the end, along with citizens, this will be something all of us will be able to look at and say, we really did make a difference here in St. John. So thank you very much. I look forward to working with you all.